go over to the page, honey. Okay. And you can see what is there. Okay, you can see what is there. So y'all wanted to talk about it, so we're gonna talk about it. um I have a lot of thoughts about this. This is a very crazy situation. But I will give advice to anybody on this app. If your real in person life does not match what it is that, if your offline life does not match your online persona, stay away from controversial content. Okay, that's my advice that I would give to anyone. Stay away from controversial content. If your real life does not line up with your online persona. There have been so many TikTokers that get exposed on a regular basis. Now, I will say this, the things that she said were pretty, they were pretty outrageous, okay? They were pretty outrageous. And so to talk about how you fear ghetto or hood people when you have multiple mugshots and you've been violent and you get on the internet on a regular basis and you call people broke and miserable and you're calling people black, crunchy roaches. It's a lot to take in. Telling people that, your child has a father, so they're not going to grow up to be a hoodlum or a criminal or something like that. Hold on, let me find it. Don't have to quote. It's a lot. So a lot of y'all said you wanted to sound off about this, that you want to talk about this. So, you know, um, go ahead, request up, and we can get the conversation started. Let me see if I can find a video of her calling people roaches. I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie, I also was shocked to see her um mugshot compared to the way that she normally presents. But this is a lot of stuff. This is internalized racism. This is a cosplay of a classy lady. Let's see. I'm trying to hold on, y'all. Let me find this video because it wasn't in the comments. She was going off on somebody. I guess she was doing a clapback, and yeah, yeah, a lot of things have come up.
Stable is that I receive cash assistance. Not only am I married.
Hold on, that's the cash assistance because people are saying that she applied for some assistance. Hold on, y'all. Here she is telling the story, but I'm looking for the video where she is calling black women roaches. Let's see, I thought somebody sent it to me, and I thought I saved it after they sent it to me. Let me see. Here we go. I did.
I'll be a white MJ any day. At least I don't look like a dirty, burnt ghetto roach. At least I'm not wearing a bonnet in all my content looking crusty. At least I'm not on food stamps in Section 8. At least I'm not bald head. At least I look polished. At least I look like I bathe. At least I don't look like a smoker out on the corner somewhere. And at least I have a great husband and father for my kids, and my son is not going to grow up to be another hoodlum. I'll be a white MJ any day. At least I don't look like a dirty, burnt ghetto roach. At least I'm not wearing a bonnet in all my content looking crusty. At least I'm not on food stamps in Section 8. At least I'm not bald head. At least I look polished. At least I look like I bathe. At least I don't look like a smoker out on the corner somewhere. And at least I have a great husband and father for my kids, and my son is not going to grow up to be another hoodlum. I'll be a white MJ any day. At least I don't look like a dirty, burnt ghetto roach.
Okay, so I will say this. Y'all wanted to talk about this. So if we're going to talk about it, I am going to need y'all to make sure y'all are running up the taps. And we definitely are going to need a lot of 1 cent gifts in here tonight because they have told me that she does, that her people will mass report streams and get it taken down for people speaking about this. And if y'all want to request up, come on up. Hold on, y'all. I think I may need to reset my mic. Hey, GDBY. Unmute your mic and try and say something to me. I think I need to reset my sound. Yeah, I can't hear you. I'll be right back, y'all. Hold on. Hold on.
capture everything.
Okay. I should be able to hear you now. Hey, I can. There we go. Something, there was an update for my larger iPad, and when I come on sometimes, I have to reset the mic. I'm not sure why it does that, but I apologize. So hold on. Y'all, let me get my little green screen back up. So people know the topic. But this is really wild. This is really wild. Auntie Pearl, you got a big replay, a big repeat. I'm gonna drop you down, Auntie Pearl, and then request back up, and hopefully it'll fix the echo.
Hey, Kingdom. Hey, Ashley Ann. How are you doing this evening?
Good. How are y'all doing?
I'm doing good. We are doing good. But I wanted to point something out with what she just said. Do you realize how she said me and my kids, and then she said my son?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like both parties won't be raised with the same things. Or am I tripping?
You're not. According to the internet, they allege that she, in fact, has 2 older daughters. And this is allegedly, y'all. I don't know if this is true or not, but they say that she abandoned her 2 daughters and ran off to become a stripper. Now, it is confirmed that she used to be a stripper, and that she married her. People are saying sugar daddy. I definitely could see how people could say that it comes off as a sugar daddy because of the age difference. But I know of a lot of May December romances, so I'm not going to necessarily categorize the man as a sugar daddy. But it is really wild that you would get on the internet and call a group of people, ghetto and hood, and say that you're afraid of them when you're exhibiting a lot of hood behaviors in a hood mentality. She has several mugshots that people pulled up. They also have pulled up her applications for her applying for different public assistance. People have pulled pictures of her when she used to work in the club as a dancer. Again, this is projection. This is internalized racism, and she's basically cosplaying a character because she wants to be as far removed from her past as possible. And I guess she feels like if she puts on enough Van Cleef and enough Chanel, and she puts on her makeup in a conservative fashion, that she will, be able to change herself or be taken more seriously. But at the end of the day, it was just shocking to hear a lot of the things that she has said. I'm not gonna lie. I don't keep up with her content. I didn't even know what was going on until I opened up my app yesterday, and there were so many people sounding off about this, commenting on it. Quite a few of you had inboxed me about this. I had no idea, and I was just shocked as I started going through the content and the pieces that you guys sent to me. I'm not gonna lie.
It's so funny, like time and time again, it's proven the people that speak so harshly and so vehemently against something, whole time that's them. Like those are the things that she hated about herself. And so now that she feels like she's quote unquote above that, those are the things that she fired off against on other people. But it's like, you can only have a facade for so long, especially on TikTok/FBI. Like they're gonna find it.
They're gonna find it. So hold on. Let me play this for y'all. I was trying to find the clip by itself, but this is close.
So I seen this girl make a post earlier where she was like, "I'm not afraid to admit hood people scare me." Now, although that may trigger some people, y'all have to understand some of us are just genuinely traumatized. Now, I didn't grow up in the hood, but I worked in the hood, and when I tell y'all, that was one of the most miserable experiences of my entire life. Was it? You could not look at them wrong. They wanted to fight. You could not be quiet. If you are quiet, it's you think you're all that. You think you're better than us. It's so bad. I was washing my hair today, and I got flashbacks flashbacks of when they used to tease me and try and call me broke because I was not wearing a lace wig. Oh, really? Like, they just say the most uneducated, ignorant stuff I've ever heard.
Man, this is the crazy part to me,
So,
right? As you're saying,
I will say this, y'all, and I know a lot of people just want to flambe this woman all the way around. She does say some things that people have experienced, like it, not even like as a girl, as a grown woman. I'm not gonna lie, y'all know some of the things people come in, they always are her hair. We don't like her hair. If you a millionaire, why your wig look like that? Why your hair look like that? This, that, and the third. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that, you know, that doesn't happen, but I still would not attribute that to a ghetto, you know, a ghetto person. And I still definitely wouldn't get on the internet and say I'm afraid of ghetto people or hood people, knowing that I've been putting my hands on my husband. Because she got the charges battery and it was DV. And while y'all start talking, I'm gonna find the video where she's telling the story of what happened. Because immediately when I heard the story, I was like, baby, this is lies. All I was hearing was lies. Okay. I didn't realize it was lies to the extent that the people have found, but I knew it was lies. And this is open panel, like everybody knows how to behave themselves over here, so we can just talk and have open dialogue.
I definitely could see some.
Good evening, ladies.
Good evening.
Evening,
she said
Riri.
happening to her. I will not take that lived experience away from her. Are there people like that in the hood? Sure. Are there people like that also in the suburbs? Yeah. Like you can't say that's just a hood thing. And then I also hate the conversation and the dialogue that she opened up on TikTok, because it was video after video, people copying her saying, "Oh, I'm afraid to admit, I'm not afraid to admit that I'm afraid of ghetto people. I'm afraid of hood people." And then people in the comments saying, "Yeah, me too," and yada, yada, yada. You know who else lives in the hood? A single mom working 2 jobs that don't bother nobody, that goes to work, comes home, take care of her kids, cook for her kids. She also live in the hood. Not because she's a quote unquote ghetto person or a nasty person, because she hasn't made it to where she can get out of that situation yet. Older people still live in the hood that just never made it out. That's all they knew. That's all they so you can't just categorize.
I mean, when you have women,
area.
You have women that live in the hood and they don't have any children and they're going to school and they work a job and they're investing, you know what I'm saying? And they are, you know, good friends and neighbors and they're helping people out and they're working, you know, on neighborhood associations and drives. So that's what I was like to say. I'm afraid of people that are from the ghetto or from the hood. Like, that was wild to me. And especially her whole platform is supposed to be about grace and elegance and sophistication, and honestly nothing about that is graceful, nothing about that is elegant, nothing about that is classy, nothing about that is sophisticated. So this is the story, okay? And these are her clips.
I went to my husband yesterday and I was like, I think I'm going to do a story time. And he's like, a story time for what? Take note, he's so oblivious to all of this. When you're in your 50s, you're thinking about retirement. You don't care about TikTok. He has houses that still need to be fixed. He has a commercial property he's trying to buy. He has a shelter he's trying to take over. He has real grown man business stuff going on right now. He didn't know any of this was going on. So I fill him in and he's like, wow, all that off of your opinion in a video? And I was like, yeah. So he laughed and he was like, why do you feel the need to explain yourself or do a story time? And I was like, well, because they found out about what I did in 2018 that caused you to go to jail. And he's like, I don't care. I forgot all about that. I don't even know.
Pause. Okay. She says they found out about what happened in 2018 that caused you to go to jail. Now y'all keep in mind the mugshot that the internet has dug up on her was about, well, less than 30 days ago. Definitely under 60 days. Okay. We're gonna keep going.
And I'm like, yeah, but I want to take accountability for that. So he's like, well, if, you know, it's your social media page. If you want to tell them, you can tell them. If you don't, you don't. You can leave it as is. I don't care what they think about me. So that's what it is. My husband never put his hands on me. I was very childish back then. And we got into an argument. I lied and told them that he did. I also called his mother's house, ordered like 50 pizzas, mass spammed her. I did all type of crazy stuff back then, and he forgave me for it. It's been years. We moved.
Ladies, and let me tell y'all this, it is not okay to call the police on a man and lie and say that a man put his hands on you just because you're upset. Somebody is commenting something and is filtering it. Just change what you're saying and it'll let your comments go through. TikTok has like automatic filters on the account. But ladies, that is never okay. I don't know if you need to call your mama, call on Jesus. I don't know if you need to get in the car, you know what I'm saying, and go for a drive. I don't know if you need to jog, but nothing about that is okay. So this makes it really wild that she's calling, you know, a certain group of Black people, you know, what she call them, ghetto roaches or whatever, bonnet wearing roaches, something alluding to bonnets and roaches. And then she's going to call a set of people ghetto when, y'all, to be honest, I can't think of anything more lower vibrational than calling the police on a man and lying and saying that that man abused you. Okay, we all know that that could have totally 100% went to the left. Then not only did she call the police on him and say that she tries to be very casual and very nonchalant about it while she's telling this story. Then she says that she sent like 50 pizzas to his mama's house and that she spammed her. You know, why are you harassing this man's mom? Y'all, this is all the way unhinged behavior. And I don't care how much Van Cleef, how much Dior, how much Chanel you wear. I don't care how many jets you take. You know what I mean? I don't care how often or how frequently you're vacationing. Nothing about this is okay. And please believe me, I've gotten hotter than fish grease as some men that I've been romantically involved with. I've never once in my brain thought, let me call the police and lie and say that this man was physically, you know what I mean, physically aggressive towards me or that this man hit me. Okay, let's keep going.
Never had another problem.
Side note, I've never done anything to any of my ex's mamas either. What, like his mama has nothing to do with our relationship. I haven't done that either. But okay, let's keep going.
I had another issue. And then recently, last month, I decided to go to the casino with my girls, have a couple of drinks. I came back home like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I woke him up out of his sleep and told him to go fix me some beef bacon and some egg. Him being tired did not want to get up right away, and that ticked me off. I'm intoxicated, so I'm not thinking about how he feels. I'm only thinking about why you won't get up and go fix me something to eat.
Can we make a poll? Can one of the mods make a poll? I want to know if it's classy to be getting drunk in public and then coming home and fighting your husband while she's out here calling, you know, talking about she's afraid of ghetto and hood people, because this definitely seems like ghetto and hood behavior. And then going home and waking your husband up to make you beef, bacon, and egg. Like, come on, y'all, this is wild.
So yeah, I start this huge argument with him over him not cooking me beef, bacon, and eggs. Yeah, silly, I know, but whatever. Long story short, someone calls the police. I go to jail. He bails me right out. And
point number 2, where there's a hole in the story, someone calls the police. Y'all, please make sure y'all spam me with 1-cent gifts, and y'all make sure y'all are tapping the screen. We already know anytime there's a story like this and I say something about this, the angry women come over here and they try and get my account banned. They try and get me taken down, but I don't care. The truth is the truth, okay? This is a whole entire lie. Now, if any of you guys have seen her content, everything is about living a luxury life, about being spoiled, about how her husband is just like, you know, dousing her in gifts and material things, and that they are wealthy people. Okay. So, and I know everyone lives in different homes, but they don't live in a brownstone that I know of. They don't live in New York. They live in Florida. Thank you, everybody that's spamming with the 1-cent gifts. I appreciate you guys very much. Okay. That's not going on. Okay. So I'm thinking about my home. I'm in my house right now. Do y'all have any idea how loud I would have to be for one of my neighbors to hear me? I just want y'all to think, I want everybody in here to think about that. If you were in your home Okay. In an apartment, that's different because, y'all share walls. But in a house, okay, if you live in a house and you don't share a wall with your neighbor, I want y'all to think about how loud you have to be for a neighbor to be able to hear you inside of their home. Or, let's say they're out, let's say the neighbors just happen to be walking their dog. How loud would you have to be for the neighbor even walking their dog to be able to hear what y'all have going on in the house and feel that it's serious enough to call the police? Or are y'all outside fighting? Have y'all spilled over to outside? I'm assuming they're in the house because she says that she woke him up to make her beef, bacon, and eggs. Okay, that's what she says. Also, something that's very off about this: if you are a kept wife, typically, and your husband is bringing home the money, why would you get drunk and wake him up to cook for you? Why wouldn't you cook for yourself? Or you're a woman of means, just call DoorDash. Okay. Or why didn't you go to IHOP or Waffle House or something before you got home? So anyway, we're going to continue on.
We're back loved up the same day. A man will never touch me. Let's just make that clear. And in conclusion, none of these situations make me ghetto. Ghetto is a personality trait. You have politicians who go to jail for domestic violence, DUIs, and whatever else. And then they go back to the office and they do their job. And then act like nothing even happened. Problems happen. Stuff happens. That's life. I don't believe in evil eye. I don't believe in voodoo. I am responsible for all of my actions. If I would have just stayed home and not went out and got drunk with my friends and stayed home with my family, none of that would ever happen. Am I spoiled? Am I bossy? Am I dominant? Yeah. But am I ghetto? No. So yeah, that's my story. Let's continue with the soft life content. Put all this.
Look here.
No, the ghetto.
Definitely ghetto, and I'm from the hood, baby. She is ghetto.
Not only ghetto, to be honest, like this is a very dangerous woman, if I'm being honest, because she's let us know in this short story that if she gets mad, she's very vindictive and she will do whatever, okay, whatever it takes to quell or to quench her thirst for vengeance. That's number one. Then she tries to demean what she's done, right? Because she's using a soft tone or, trying to be cutesy. The fact that she's basically saying, I can do whatever I want and there's no consequences because it doesn't matter. He and I are going to be back hugged up. But let me put y'all on something else. Do you know how big of a fool you have to be acting to get arrested? The police are called to your property for DV situation, right? She's a petite woman. Her husband, he looks like he's a pretty, like, decent sized guy or whatever. And he's a black man on top of that. Do you know how big of a fool you have to be? Do you know how much you have to be cutting up for the police to take you away?
You got to be.
I just want y'all to think about that. Do you know how you have to be cutting up for the police to actually take you away? Okay. And then word on the curve from the TikTok FBI and the TikTok investigators, what they have said or what they have drug up. They have said that they pulled open the police report and that it was not a neighbor. In fact, it was her husband that did call the police on her. Okay. So I am saying this. Y'all, do not let these content creators get on this app and make you feel that you're less than or you're not enough or that you're beneath them because you don't wear designer, okay? Or you don't have a certain makeup aesthetic or because you have dark skin, okay? If I'm being honest, this type of behavior is much worse than wearing a bonnet. Calling the police on somebody because you got mad at them and lying and saying that they hit you, that's much worse than wearing a bonnet. Okay? Out here doing the fool to the point that the police is called and you get arrested. Baby, baby, this is wild and egregious. All the baby, all over the place. And then you're getting out here and telling people that you would rather be a Michael Jackson than she also says she'd never be a baby's mother, but realistically, ma'am, you are or have in fact have been a baby's mother. So why are we looking down on women who are have children and are unmarried? And you may be married now, but there was a point in time you were not married and you had children. And a lot of people would consider it lowbrow, or they would look down on you for having more than one child's father. Can we call a thing a thing? A lot of people would look down on her and consider her ghetto because she was a stripper at one point in time. A lot of people would look down on her and they would call her ghetto because she's had multiple arrests and there are multiple mugshots that can be found online. A lot of people would call her ghetto because people have found paperwork of her applying for public assistance, but yet she's out here saying that she's a very wealthy woman. Okay, she's out here trying to play a ODB. Exactly. The streets are saying that she abandoned her first children. So what I am saying is, just because you have a certain aesthetic doesn't mean that it erases your behavior and your character. And a woman like this is very dangerous because a lot of people, they see her and they think, oh, she looks nice, she looks feminine, she looks like a lady, she wears dainty jewelry, she carries herself, you know what I mean? She carries herself to seem as she has poise. And so people will let their guard down, or they'll let their guard down, or they don't hold her accountable for the viciousness that she exudes. Because let's be honest, y'all, this is vicious behavior to be out here doing this to people. Flat out. And then there's another woman on the internet that claims that she's been Wife Life, this is allegedly, I don't know if it's true, but she says that Wife Life has been stalking her and doxing her children's information and making fake accounts and getting her shut down and all of these other sorts of types of things. And apparently her and this other content creator have been going back and forth for a couple of years.
That would make sense. How vindictive she's already admittedly been with her own husband, so I wouldn't put it past her. She's delulu. I agree with that.
You said I don't get it, but there are plenty of women who have multiple kids with one man, but refuse to marry him. I don't get that either, Charles. But again, were y'all here for the clip that I played earlier when she was in here talking about calling Black women roaches and talking about how at least her child is going to have a father and won't grow up to be another, what'd she say, a hoodlum or something like that?
I got all the credentials.
Crazy. Insane.
Someone in here for this.
Oh, here you go.
I'll be a white MJ any day. At least I don't look like a dirty, burnt ghetto roach. At least I'm not wearing a bonnet in all my content looking crusty. At least I'm not on food stamps in Section 8. At least I'm not bald head. At least I look polished. At least I look like I bathe. At least I don't look like a smoker out on the corner somewhere. And at least I have a great husband and father for my kids, and my son is not going to grow up to be another hoodlum. I'll be a white MJ any day.
Okay, your son's not going to grow up to be another hoodlum.
Oh, okay.
Are any of you here dirty roaches?
Burnt. Ghetto burnt.
Are any of you ghetto burnt dirty roaches?
So now it sounds like colorism on top of that, because what you mean burnt?
It's definitely colorism. It's colorism because she made a post talking about she's not afraid to admit, basically talking about how Black women that are darker than her are jealous of her because of her complexion.
Yeah, ain't nobody
her son don't have the same attitude she got.
Well, it's weird too because her husband is in the chocolate category.
That makes no sense.
Wow. It makes sense at all with that that comes out her mouth is what I'm assessing of this woman.
Yeah, but I think she attributes that to something that only women do, like when it comes to colorism, because she was very specific to say that there were women, that take issue with her because of her skin tone.
She's trying really hard to convince herself
that she's really classy and demure and wealthy. Like she's trying to fake it until she make it, so to speak, and trying to distance herself from her past and from what she really is because she don't like what she see when she look in the mirror.
I agree. She doesn't like what she sees when she looks in the mirror. I don't know anything about her personal finances. Hey, Melodic, or her net worth. You know what I mean? But it does. I'm not gonna lie to you. It does come across from the outside as if she's cosplaying as a wealthy woman or as a affluent woman or high society. And I've told y'all this a gazillion times. I'm very leery of women that make their entire personality being married. You know, I'm married, I'm kept. Any woman that makes her entire personality of men like to spoil me and spend a lot of money on me. Because typically, if you're not all the time, but typically when you're in a relationship and you're happy in your relationship and you with a man, whether you guys are dating, married, or engaged, and he's, you know, checking all your boxes, he is, you know, filling up your love tank, you may show something that he does for you every blue moon, but your whole entire page is not going to be about, look, I bagged a rich man. I bagged a rich man, and here are my list of demands from bagging this rich man. That's very odd, right? And it doesn't come across as, oh, I love my husband, I love my family, you know, I want to take care of my man, I want to take care of my families, you know, so they can have the best advantage. It comes across as very much of me, 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 me. Even when she's talking about the story, she says, well, men love a spoiled brat. She's like, sure, I act like a spoiled brat, but men love that. Did y'all see that? It's like literally written. It's literally written there on the thing. So in her mind, she feels entitled to this man's money. She feels entitled to be throwing tantrums. She feels entitled to be cutting up and acting however she wants to because she says that that's what men like.
That's why her husband called the police on her.
He created a monster.
This is not sprinkle appropriate.
Baby, I'm just trying to figure out what was she doing for that man to call the police. Okay, how was she acting? Because clearly he couldn't contain her. Like, what?
She was putting her hands on him. I bet you any amount of money she was putting her hands on that man.
She definitely was, and being drunk. And it's like, that's the thing. Like, when you go out drunk, when you go out with your friends and you a drinker, even if you're a light drinker, you coming home drunk. It just is what it is. Coming from the nightlife world, you're gonna go home drunk. So I can only imagine with her being an entitled, spoiled brat that does not have any taste of reality because she does outbursts like this and gets her way. She was cutting up for real. And what it sounds like is he is getting fed up or didn't know how to handle her. So he called somebody that knew how to handle her.
It could be a running thread in her content though. She loves to call other people broke and miserable. And I'm going to tell y'all this, for any woman in here, if you actually want to be more of a lady, you want to be more polished, you want to be more demure, honestly, I know that sounds cliche, but it's the truth. You work on who you are in your heart and in the inside. Women that are truly elegant, women that are truly classy, they have the ability to uplift and elevate other people. They make other people feel good when they have an encounter with them, right? Honestly, she could have leaned into this story. I would have said, yes, this is true. This is what happened. You know, this is where I'm at. And this is where I used to be in my life. And if anybody else is at this point in their life, maybe you're a stripper or a sex worker and you want to get out of the industry, maybe you want to know how to change your look so you look more polished or refined, because she's very concerned about aesthetics, right? And honestly, I can't say she's wrong, because your aesthetics a lot of people do judge you based on the way that you look. A lot of times the way that you look will get you entry or access into certain, circles, groups, neighborhoods. People will feel like you belong there. So I honestly can't say that she's not wrong in that observation. And so realistically, I honestly feel like it's a huge opportunity that she missed by pushing against it instead of leaning into it and saying, yeah, this is what it is, you know, and let me explain some things to you guys. And if you want to transition, if you want to shift in your life, I can assist you with the transition. But her mind doesn't go there because realistically, she doesn't really have a desire to serve people or to assist anyone. And again, if you're really a classy gal, if you're really a woman of elegance, you want to elevate people. You want other people to feel good after they've had interactions with you.
That's the thing, Ashley. I'm pretty sure most people back here, since they're in your life, probably know at least a little bit about you or your background. And it's like so odd to see the juxtaposition between somebody like you and somebody like her. Whereas if somebody tries you, yeah, you will fire back. Like maybe you'll mention your accomplishments, like, let me let you know who I am and what I stand for, what I'm about. But I've never seen you really like talk down to somebody. You little brokey, you just mad. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole way you carry yourself.
Sure,
like, you might do a slight flex, you know what I'm saying? But you're not gonna be like, you little burnt cockroach, you just mad because I got this many dollars in my account. I've never seen you come across like that.
Because I wouldn't do that. That's not in me. I'm not gonna call somebody a burnt roach. You know, I'm not gonna call you a ghetto burnt bonnet wearing roach. Like what? I don't feel that way. I don't think that way. I'm not going to make a video talking about how I'm afraid of hood people or ghetto people. Like I told you guys, if you're a woman of elegance and class and you have social graces, you know how to socialize in the hood, in the ghetto, in the favelas. You also know how to socialize in a boardroom at a corporate event. You know how to socialize in a philanthropic circle. You know how to socialize when you're dealing with politicians and public figures. You know how to socialize dealing with a president and with royalty. You know how to, right? You know how to move and flow, and you know how to make multiple people comfortable. You know how to build networks. You know how to build connections. And you also understand you can learn something from every person on the planet. Just because somebody has more money than you or has less money than you does not mean that they can't teach you something. They absolutely can still teach you something.
Money cannot buy class.
Money cannot buy class.
It's in you.
And I just want all of you guys to know, when y'all go to restaurants and you order chicken Alfredo, you're ghetto. The internet said you're ghetto. The internet said you're ghetto. According to her, when you're going out, your meal should cost at least $300 a meal as well. I just want all of you guys to know, when you go outside and you order chicken Alfredo at a restaurant, you're ghetto. You're lowbrow. I just want you to know. The internet also says if you have brown cabinetry and white refrigerators, you're poor. Like, who is making up this stuff? Who is making this stuff up? Where is this coming from? And why are people buying into it, y'all? Why are y'all letting people that are a penny above poverty and barely have a pot to pee in dictate to you and tell you what, you know, what is elegant or what is wealthy? And why are so many people obsessed with cosplaying wealthy people? Why? Can anybody answer that for me? Why are people so obsessed with trying to pretend that they're wealthy or that they're rich or that they're in the upper echelon? There's nothing wrong with being middle class, y'all. There's nothing wrong with being working class. There's no answer. Tell me. No, go ahead.
Ludacris told us to do this in the interview before he made it for real. I'm not lying. So that's why.
Because Ludacris said do it.
Yes, he said make it. That's why.
They take it too far. I don't think that's what that phrase is meant. Fake it till you make it.
Right. This is wow. And I hear it all the time. People will say things like, well, if I had this much money, I wouldn't be doing that. You know, or wealthy people do this and that. No, you don't know. You're not in the club. These girls getting on the internet talking about they spend $100 on lunch. No, you don't. You're an idiot if you're spending $100 on lunch every day. That's $3,000 a month. That's a mortgage. You don't have a house because you're spending $100 on lunch every day. What is wrong with you? So I don't understand. I don't understand what is going on in people's minds where you're looking down on people for regular life activities. Why are we doing that? Why have we gotten to this place in society and specifically on the internet where people feel down about themselves and somebody like her has the audacity to get on the internet and call a group of women ghetto or feel that they're beneath her because they're baby mothers, but she used to be a baby mother and she used to be a stripper. She has multiple mugshots. I know lots of women who they may not be married to the father of their child, but they don't have arrest records.
Well, it sounds like she could be possibly describing herself feminine.
She's definitely describing herself. That's the problem. That's why I said it's internalized racism and hatred. And there's a set, y'all, let's keep it a buck. There's a set of Black people. They feel that they're different from the rest of the Black people, right? They're better than the, let me be clear. Different, yes, because we're not a monolith. So a lot of us are different. But what I mean is they feel that they're above other Black people, right? I'm the star in the sky. I'm the good Blackie. I'm the good darkie. I don't speak like the rest of them. I don't act like the rest of them. I don't conduct myself like them. But reality of the situation, her behavior is exhibiting Queen Ratchet. People talk about ratchet behavior. This is literally ratchet behavior at its finest.
It's a house Negro mentality. I'm better than you feels because I'm in the house.
You definitely just described my kid's grandmama, baby, because that's how she is. She thinks she is better than every Black person. I think in her mind somewhere she actually got a YT card in her pocket. I swear to God she is. I'm telling you, that's how she act and that's how she think. But the problem is, I think they be losing me when they feel like people that are, you know, well off, wealthy, or rich, that they carry these certain type of attitudes when really, like you said, it's honestly about the inside. You know what I'm saying? It's really about your inside, your mental, your heart, how you make people feel, because there's a lot of well-off, rich, wealthy people that are still good people at heart and in action.
This is crazy. And for all of the red pill men and the men that are always talking about society and our community and things of that nature, when y'all see women like this, y'all need to be teaching the young men this is not who you pick to mate with. This is not the type of woman that you pick to build a family with, because she's not exhibiting, right, the qualities of a wife. Any woman that will get mad at you and call the police on you and lie and tell the police that you hit her and then send 50 pizzas to your mom. What was that about too? I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm very curious as to why she sent 50 pizzas to his mom's house.
Because she probably know he loved his mama and they got a certain type of relationship. So therefore she felt the need to harass the mother and harass him at the same time. Because of course he gonna call and be like, why you messing with my mama?
Child.
It just sounds like she just on a whole lot of weird stuff anyway when she gets under the influence.
And baby, let me tell you this, it's weird stuff outside of the influence, because she gets on the internet every day with a sober mind. And this picture to the right is what we see on the internet. When I saw the mugshot, I was like, who is that? So we all gonna pretend we all gonna pretend like this is not some extreme filtration and contour.
Man, that is some filtration contour.
Most definitely.
Like you said, she cosplaying.
Baby, we are like, am I the only person that's gonna call it out? And I'm not trying to be on some shady boots time. This is just an observation. This is the reality of what the situation is. This is two different people. So is this whenever she slips into her, you know, like I'm the classy girl, and the other side is like, okay, I'm finna get ratchet. This is what I'm giving to you. But you're getting on the internet every day with a sober mind, okay, and you're deciding that I want to cosplay and become a totally different character because I want everybody on the internet to believe I, am this particular type of person and I speak this way and I'm in this network and I have access to things. I'll be honest, I've told y'all this before. I don't trust people that post pictures and videos all the time and filters. You're hiding something, you're a liar, you're uncomfortable with yourself. I said what I said. If you don't like what I say, you better pray about it because you're not going to fight me. I'm not saying that you have to get on the internet with a bare face the way that I do a lot of times. I'm not saying that. But anybody, they're constantly using a filter. They're constantly, you know what I mean? Like they're constantly having to use some type of effect or aesthetic. You're not comfortable with yourself. You don't like yourself. You don't like the way that you look.
And you're not being shady, because actually there's people in the comments of a video that was talking about this that are like arguing with other people that's not her in the mugshot. Like they're saying no, that's not the same person. That's how different she looks.
It's definitely her, and she admitted to it. She said it herself. That's her. She said it herself. You said, who cares? She goes horseback riding with her husband. Now, see, that's the thing. I don't mind the positive content of like a couple having experiences or going out on dates or, giving other people ideas about things that you can do together. I like that part of her messaging and of her brand. I just don't care for the part where she's calling people broke and miserable on a regular basis. Or looking down at people because they necessarily don't have as much money as she has. That's the part that I'm not here for. But no, I like seeing people happy in love. I love that ish, baby. I love that. I'm not gonna lie about that, baby. Show me horseback riding, show me a spa day, show me a romantic dinner. Okay, whatever. I'm here for all of that. I love to see people loving on one another. And it's important for some people to see that, because depending on what type of environment or household they grew up in, they may have never seen that modeled in front of them or the imagery. And sometimes it does give people ideas of like, hey, here's something we can do besides going out to dinner.
And then back to your question that you asked earlier about like, why do people like to cosplay? Like they're, richer than they are, or better than they are. It reminds me of, you ever seen somebody that like maybe was bullied as a kid, and was kind of didn't have a voice, didn't really speak up or stand up for themselves. When they get older, they become a police officer, or they have like a smidge of authority and they don't know how to handle it. That's kind of what it's akin to. That's what it reminds me of. Like you get just a little bit above where you used to be, and then you lose your mind because you remember what it was like when you were in that other place and you had no power, you had no voice, or you had no money. So then you just get a little bit and you just go off the deep end with it. That's what it makes me think about.
Let's see. Artist says, I'm not mad at her opinion. She can have her opinion, but the entire page comes off as braggadocious. What's making her page come off as braggadocious? I'm curious. And y'all, anybody can come up. This isn't a curated panel. Y'all told me y'all wanted to talk about this, and I told you we would. I have a friend who takes 40 pics and always posts with filters, always so annoying. Yeah, that would annoy me too. Well, it depends. Is your friend a content creator or influencer?
To answer Artist's question about braggadocious, I think, or statement, you know what? I think it's the tone of voice that she uses when she's clapping back. That sounds, maybe it's the braggadocious part. I don't know. But her tone of voice, it do rub me the wrong way. I'm not going to lie.
Condescending tone.
Yeah.
Ashley, you know what this is giving? This is giving every Bravo Real Housewives of Married to Medicine.
Every single goal, I bet you.
Yeah, because it's like I married rich, and I don't think they realize in those shows, all it shows is people who were less than, who had to come up and didn't know nothing. Like, I got money now, and you ain't got no money now, and yeah, I'm better than you. Type of vibes.
Yeah, people do seem to forget like real fast where they came from or how they started. Because I'll be honest, the only two housewife franchises that I saw, and I was like, oh, I was like, these girls have money in real life. When the Beverly Hills franchise came out, and there's one in Texas. I think is it Dallas? Oh no, though they're balling. Okay, those people are banking in real life. The rest of the housewives, they accumulated their wealth from being a part of the franchise and the show. And there's nothing wrong, right, with being able to build up. And you can definitely see the transition in some of them and how some of them have forgotten that they've had to work or build up, you know, to like where they are now and the things that they're experiencing. So that's what's that's what's really odd. You said real money is usually quiet. Oh, I disagree with that, doctor's wife. Because you got some rich people that are very flashy. You know, you have some wealthy people that have real money and they're flashy, and you have some that are quiet, and you have some that kind of ride in the middle. I think it depends on like the culture that they're in. I think it depends on if you're new money, old money, if your money comes from you being a public figure or entertainer, and maybe you have like a lifestyle. I think like, because I feel like in Dallas it's much more relaxed, but you go to Houston, they're way more formal.
Hi, Diffie.
I guess that makes sense, especially with the analogy about the Beverly Hills ladies versus the other ones. Because I did like the Beverly Hills ones, honey. I did like them, and I thought they were real flashy and classy.
Yeah, the Beverly Hills girls they were not playing. Okay, those Dallas girls, honey, they are papered up too.
I want to affiliation my products.
No.
Are you interested?
Stop playing games with me. Bye. Stop playing games with me. You said, nah, you can tell when someone is, I'm not used to nothing flashy. Well, I'm not used to anything flashy? What exactly does that look like? Because I don't like that rumor where people are like, oh, wealth is quiet, and people, that's not true. I'm around a bunch of wealthy people on a regular basis, and I'm telling you, they all have different personalities. And just for instance, if a wealthy person, let's say they're in a sweatsuit, but the sweatsuit is Loro Piana, okay? Or let's say that they are wearing a piece from like Balmain. It may not be a logo all over it, but people that are into like fashion, or if they know if they know that particular brand, they're still going to recognize it. I wear a lot of Hermes on a regular basis. The only people they're going to know are people that are Hermes fans. I be sitting right down here in my office in the house on a regular basis. And a lot of people would say, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they would have some of my favorite, pair of my favorite earrings. Like the only people that would clock it are people that are really into fashion or that are really into that particular brand. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, you wouldn't know. You would just think that I have on something that's cute. So I'm saying that like wealthy people definitely spend money on things they want to spend money on. Then you have a set of wealthy people that are cheaper than cheap. Okay, they want everything for free. They want a discount on everything. They're not spending any of their money. they want to collect. They want to reap where they didn't sow. Then you have some more like very relaxed, wealthy people. You know what I'm saying? They're walking around in flip flops in a cowboy hat. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just different people are different with their money.
That's what people are calling quiet luxury on TikTok, actually. That's what the girls are calling quiet luxury when it's not immediately clockable.
No, it's not quiet luxury. It's that they're too poor to recognize it.
Okay.
No, it's not, because they're trying to make something, because they're trying to shame people that may wear something that's more identifiable. And it's not quiet to those people that know what it is. I'm telling you, when I walk in, and if I'm in some of my like little Hermes pieces, or if I'm wearing some of my Loro Piana, or if I'm in anything, even a lot of like, I like Gucci has a lot of stuff that you can actually like wear off of the runway, you know, to the rack. It may not have a bunch of logos all over it, but I'm telling you, the people that know what it is, they know what it is. The reason these other girls are calling it quiet luxury is just because they can't recognize it. I did an unboxing the other day. The people that do interior design, they knew exactly where my plates came from, and they were like, ooh, where those appetizer plates came from. They clocked it. I did an unboxing, and I had some beautiful Baccarat like champagne flutes. There was somebody, they were like, oh my God, they were like, those champagne flutes are $1,800. Now, other people that don't know about Baccarat, they don't collect, China, dishware, flatware, stuff like that. To them, they're just going to be like, whatever, right? But there are other people that will know what that is. So when they're like quiet luxury, this is just an attempt to try and shame people that wear something that's from a more well-known house. And just because people can't, just because you're not surrounded by that, or you're not experiencing those brands on a regular basis, doesn't mean that these other people are quiet. They're not quiet. They're loud and they're flashy. Anybody spending $3,000 on a sweatshirt, you're flashy. Whether it has the logo print all over it or not, you're flashy.
I just wanted to ask y'all about that necklace that she had got out that one store. And don't tell me to tell y'all what store it was, because I don't know. It was just some fancy store.
What did it look like?
It was thin. It had blue, it's like blue little flowers on it.
Are you talking about the Van Cleef?
Yeah.
Van Cleef kind of looks like a flower, like a clover. Yeah, Van Cleef.
Yeah, so I just wanted to ask y'all about that necklace. Like, Ashley, like, was that real? Or was she playing with us? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know. I would have to see it, but I would imagine it's probably real, because from the pieces of content that I've seen that she posts, they seem to like designer things. So,
Ashley, okay, so to the flashy. Okay, I have two friends. One, she's paid. She's paid out the yin-yang. She has a 2-bedroom apartment, drives a modest car, but everything she has is quality.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't go around and say, oh, this is from Hermes, this is from Gucci, this is from this is, she doesn't do that at all.
Correct.
You just
buy what you like. Yeah, you just buy what you like.
Right. Then I have another friend. She married, up. And I swear to my God, anything she buys is, I went to the Gucci store and my man dropped the grip, but you wouldn't know nothing about that because your man can't do that.
I don't like that right there. Like that part where it's like you're putting people down because they are not spending as much, or they don't have access to the same amount of capital. That's trashy.
And see, then in the friend group where we're all friends, we all know she don't know nothing about money. She don't know nothing about class. She doesn't know anything about anything other than her man has afforded her a lifestyle. She doesn't even research stuff. She's one of these type of women who, whatever new trend they talking about on the Shade Room, or like that's how, everybody's wearing this new Louis Vuitton sweatsuit, so I need to get it so I can show people. That's where I see the more flashy. You just starting to experience money, and instead of easing into it or enjoying it or just lavishing in it, you taking it as, I gotta show these bitches who I am because I got money now. And blah, 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 blah. But my other friend, she takes trips to Paris every quarter and is in Dubai, and it's like she got money out. She got money.
Right.
And she doesn't do that. She's humble. You know what I'm saying? But her stuff is quality. Like she don't go to. I mean, if she wanted to, she could go to Target. But she don't shop in Target.
Yeah.
Like her family takes trips to Paris to go shopping, and they'll have crates sent back to the US and all this other good stuff. So that's where I think in my mind, that flashy rich person. Like you just touched a little bit of money, and now you feel like you better than everybody because you could buy.
But see, that's not really flashy to me. That's insecure, and that's you using your material stuff and your money to make you feel like you have some type of position or authority, or that you're good enough to be in the room or good enough to be in the circle. Anytime somebody tries to suppress somebody else, you know what I mean, by making you feel small or less than because you don't, but what you're wearing doesn't cost as much as what I have on. That right there, that's not flashy. That's low self-esteem.
True.
You know what I'm saying? That's low self-esteem. But I'm telling y'all, when people are like, oh, real money is quiet, bull, I call BS on that. Like, I hang around with people that buy jets for fun. Oh, I need a tax write-off, blah, 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 blah. Let me buy a jet. We need to make sure it closes before December 21st. Like, then, like I am telling y'all, when people are like quiet luxury, no, it's not quiet. You're walking around with a $15,000 purse. That is not quiet. That's not quiet. And they definitely have that purse because they want people to know I'm on big mama status when I walk into the room. Now, they may not be out here saying, oh, this is my Kelly, this is my Birkin, this is my Pikachu. They may not be out there saying that. You know what I'm saying? That may not be what they're saying, but I'm telling you, they're still communicating it. And the reason that the average person, these people online are talking about quiet luxury or looking wealthy is just because they are not used to being in those circles and they haven't experienced it and they can't clock it because they don't know about it. Because, baby, there are different Americas. Excuse me, let me be clear. There are very, very different Americas. Okay. These people that are wealthy, they don't vacation where everybody else vacations. They're not going to the Dominican Republic and staying on the all-inclusive resort. No, you're in villa, or you got together with your family and your friends and we rented a whole entire island, or we rented a whole entire resort to ourselves. They're not, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's in Cancun. Oh, I'm in Costa Rica. Okay, now all the social media influencers in Dubai. You think they're hanging out in Dubai? Everybody like, oh, where everybody likes to go over in Africa on the coast. They got the island huts. Somebody help me out. The Maldives. The Maldives. Have you been to the Maldives? You think these people at the Maldives anymore? No. Baby, they'd have moved over to the Seychelles or to Tanzania.
Yeah, Seychelles.
Y'all understand? Y'all understand what I'm saying? Starstruck, you can just chime in, babe. We don't have an order. We just all conversing, girl. Yeah. We don't get out of control over here. What did she say? Her son wasn't gonna be a hoodlum? We're not hoodlums over here.
We have decorum.
Oh, Starstruck, you got your voice is real low and you got an echo. I'm gonna drop you down and just request back up. Starstruck, just come back up. I just dropped you down to fix the audio. Send a request back up, honey pie. You can come right back up. You out of here? Good night, honey pie. Did you make some new sales today? Oh, you said you're doing a commercial? Yes, commercialize us.
Okay, so I joined the live because I actually know Danielle, the Cup wife. She's from my home city, that's Savannah, Georgia. And her content, I'm familiar with her from being on Facebook. We was Facebook friends. Her content has always been in the area of this. Not so much on the luxury side, because she was married to her first husband at the time. But from there, she went on Instagram, and that's when she started to release all of her scripted content or whatever. But when people talk like this, they're just not used to it. And Danielle, she's not used to this. Sad to say that it has brought up so much of dirt. And if she continues, there's more dirt that will come.
Oh, God.
But it's just bringing a lot of backlash. But money speaks for itself. Anybody, that's the number one red flag. If anybody ever gets on any social media platform and they have to down others in any type of way,
true,
Money will always speak for yourself. You don't never have to get in a group and tell anybody that you are a millionaire or associated with one. Your life will exude that.
Facts.
To the T. People that have real money don't want people to know that they have real money. That's number one. So to get on here and put your husband in practical, you're putting him in danger. Florida not even a place that you can even say this type of stuff. Put your husband on the internet.
Come on, Starstruck. Tell the truth.
That's dangerous, like for real. But we're talking about we're talking about dangerous stuff like this coming from a very dangerous person. She's very dangerous. She was a prostitute. And this is something that I know for a fact. And this man have no clue. When he find out everything, he's gonna tap her on the shoulder and he might tell her to pack her stuff.
That's really, I don't know if you were in here earlier, but before we got into the conversation, I literally said that this is a dangerous woman. And all of these people that are out here talking about building the community and helping good men and good women find one another, they need to teach young men and older men how to identify this type of woman. Y'all, this is known when people talk about a chameleon. This is a real chameleon right here. Chameleons present as, you know, lady, classy, elegant. So they have the physical aesthetic, but when it comes to their mentality and when it comes to their heart, it's not there. And in the Bible, they would actually say that she's a harlot by definition, because harlots, their hearts and their brains are disconnected, and harlots particularly don't care for their children, and they would say that harlots struggle with love. Everything is about me focused and selfishness. So when she was telling that little story, even though she had a soft tone and she was trying to be cutesy in it, I was like, you're letting everybody know that you're vindictive and you're out here talking about you're afraid of hood and ghetto people, but literally you're coming from a place of hood booger mentality. If I was going to call somebody a hood booger, I would say everything about her behavior is hood booger. Even when she was sitting there telling that story, you called and lied on your husband and said that he, you know, beat you when he didn't. That's wow.
No, that's because he beat her for real.
So
they pulled up his track record too.
So, okay, so he did, because there were some people, I didn't want to say that, but somebody did send me something, but I was like, I didn't have a way to validate it. And I normally don't like speaking about things that I can't validate, but they did say that he had a DV charge, and that he had put his hands on her. And then also that he had a DV charge for being physical against a pregnant woman. And some people were saying that they think that the pregnant woman is her, but I'm like, I don't know. But it's crazy. I'm telling y'all, if your online persona does not match your real life, your offline life, baby, stick to safe content. Okay? Cook pies and muffins. Clean your house. Show your outfits of the day. No, well, see, this is the thing though. Like she would put that, because people sent me a lot of her content, you know, because there's a lot of people in the kingdom that wanted to talk about this. I really had no idea what was going on until yesterday. So like, you can't be out here and be like, I'm a kept wife, my, you know, husband does XYZ for me, and the rest of y'all are broke and miserable, and you're a ghetto black roach in a bonnet. You know what I'm saying? Like, and start talking about you're afraid of hood people, but you're exhibiting all of the hood and ghetto tendencies.
Because she is hood. The only way you'll be able to speak on anything hood is if you know hood. That's just bottom line.
Yeah, you can't sit there and do that and act as if you're better than them and then say things, I would never let a man put his hands on me. I'll never be a baby mama. You know, black women need to work on their mannerisms. They're too hard looking and all of these sorts of types. You can't say all of those sorts of types of things and you're out here with 50, 90, 11 mugshots.
Well, she's only speaking on her experience. That's what she's speaking on. She's speaking on her experience. She's gonna, you know, give some, you know, deftone opinions when it comes to parenting, because she is a horrible parent. She's gonna talk about, like, she's just gaslighting herself. She's just not gaslighting herself. She's just projecting. She's
definitely projecting. She's just projecting.
She's trying to make herself. She's just always been delusional. Number one, she has always been top-notch delusional, and for her to see her resurface as this person, it's just floored me.
Laughable, knowing her was
yeah, it's real laughable. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. It's real laughable, and I'm pretty sure she became inspired because I started seeing her content come down my timeline around the same time a lot of the Shira 7 content was being released, and what is it, the relationship guru. Well, anyway, whenever content started being released, I started to see Danielle, but I didn't know it was her at first because Danielle, she's like almost 40 years old. She's almost 40.
What?
And yeah, she's almost
Girl,
40.
stop.
You a lie.
No, I'm not. She's almost 40.
No.
Yeah, one of her oldest girls, she should be about to high school out. She should be about to graduate. But she's almost 40 years old. So the fact that she took very, very good care of herself. Like, she looks amazing. I knew her more when she was more so on her heavier side. She's definitely more slim and trim now. And whenever you lose weight, it gives you a youthful look. So that's probably more so what's going on with her. And I see she has had like some breast augmentation going on, and it looks good, actually. But she always had a natural body. Just to go ahead and put that up, she always did. So I wasn't shocked to see her turn to a dancer. I wasn't shocked at all.
Yeah, she does look good. I definitely wouldn't say that. I definitely wouldn't put her in the ugly category. And that's what I was telling people earlier. Part of the reason she's able to get away with what she's able to get away with is because of her aesthetic. So she's point on with, understanding that if you have a certain physical appearance, that people are going to treat you a particular type of way, or they're going to think certain things about you just because of your external aesthetics. And so she's spot on with that. So when she talks about, like softening your look and how it changes how people are going to engage with you and interact with you, she's not wrong. So I know some people are upset about me because they wanted me to just, butcher everything that she said. But I'm like, I can't butcher everything she's saying because she's not wrong about everything. I just don't like the fact that she's putting down so many people. Yvette says she's 33, not almost 40.
This girl is almost 40 years old. That's crazy. But yeah.
I don't know how old she is. I don't know. I don't know her. So I can't say, Yvette, I can't say that what Star is saying is not true. Star says she knows her. She's from the same hometown and all of that. Let's see. The real Gina said that girl is 39.
And then stepping here, giving all the piping hot tea.
Yes, all the tea, okay.
I was on my when I realized who she was, because I didn't know who she was at first. You know how you see some people and then you be like, they look familiar, but like I said, I knew her more so on her heavier side. She was never fat, by the way, but she just had a little bit more weight, like the picture that's on the left. She does, and now you see her on the right. It looked like two totally different.
Well, see, I think that's a filter and contouring, because the picture from her mugshot, that's literally from like less than a month ago.
Okay.
So I this is just what I think. Okay, I don't have any fact, but I feel like she's using a filter, and she's not using a filter. She's definitely using some good lighting, and she's contouring a lot for the makeup no makeup look.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know that it was her. I had to send my cousin, because I know she used to sell solicited services to him. And I asked him, I said, is this the girl? So he was like, yeah, that's her. She crazy. She, whatever. Because I remember him telling me about her.
Oh my God.
Whatever. So I was just like, okay,
wow. It gets hotter and hotter, the tea. So it's like,
oh my God, right.
I apologize. He confirmed it for me. So I was like, yeah, like dead serious. Like, y'all, I'm not playing. Like I said, like her husband would literally tell her, like, I think you need to find someplace else to go. If I was to release these messages for real.
No.
I'm not right now. Mic drop. That's what I'm.
Right. Let me close my mouth, child, before a fly flies in it. I mean, I don't have a fly in the house, but shoot. Wow. And wow. Well, I will say this: what's done in the dark comes to the light. And I'm gonna tell y'all again, if your online persona does not match who you are in your real life, baby, don't get out here doing any of these hot takes. Stay away from controversy, and you definitely should not get on the internet looking down on women who, you know, are where you used to be, and you definitely should not get on the internet looking down on women who honestly are ahead of you. You know what I mean? When it comes to moral character, how they're living their lives. Because I saw another thing, people were saying that she's lying. They were like, she's a college dropout. She's lying about being an anesthesiologist. I was like, Chad, I was like, I have no idea. So like I told you, a lot of the things that people, a lot of things that people sent to me, I was just like, I'm just going to focus on what I can prove. I'm going to focus on things that have come out of her mouth that I know she said. That's why I opened up playing the videos, because who knows, but people are pulling, like, they're actually going to government websites and they're pulling different documents, y'all, and posting the receipts. So y'all got to understand, when you get on the internet is undefeated. The internet is undefeated. I remember when I first, when Corey and I got like serious, and I was like, okay, I was like, we're going to tell people we're together, because he was all excited. He was, you know, and I was like, no. And he was like, what? I was like, you need to date me for a while. You need to kind of, you know, be in some of my circles, see how my life is. And I remember before I said, look, I said, before we post publicly that we're together, I said, are there any skeletons in your closet? Are there any secrets? Is there anything I don't know? He was like, no. I was like, don't lie to me. He said, why? I said, the minute I post you on the internet, I said, people are going to start to dig. I said, so if there's anything out there, you better make sure I know it before somebody else can come and tell me. You know what I'm saying? Because if there's something that comes up, if there's something that comes out, I'm not going to trust you anymore. And I'm telling you right now, you out of here. We're over. But fortunately for me, you know what I'm saying, didn't no secrets come out on my man. Okay, he was telling the truth. You know, I had investigated and all of that. Y'all know, because I'm like Aaliyah, honey. I'm not just anybody. You understand? But like no, this is a real conversation, because you have to prepare somebody that's not used to the internet. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Being on the internet is harder than being like a celebrity that's in television and movies, because they're very protected. They have people that can come and erase, you know, their history and their digital footprints. And they're not engaging with people on a day-to-day basis, right? Being able to put their foot in their mouth, or people being able to come. And this is the thing, when you get on social media, there are thousands and sometimes hundreds of thousands and sometimes millions of people that may take an interest in you, what your story is, if you're legit, if you're not legit, all of those sorts of types of things, right? So it's overwhelming for somebody that is new to it. I honestly feel like I have a privilege, because I built my platform slowly, organically over time. So I kind of was tempered right into it. It wasn't just like I was an overnight, you know, viral sensation or something like that. So I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I know how it goes. Y'all know it's been all kinds of people snooping around my doorstep in the trash cans trying to find stuff on me. And baby, they can't find nothing to stick. Okay. Because I am who I say I am. I also don't get on the internet calling Black women crunchy roaches, ghetto crunchy roaches. I don't do that. Or ghetto black roaches, whatever she called in a bonnet. I don't do stuff like that. So therefore, you know, nobody is going to be out here. I'm not on the internet talking about Black women are jealous of me because I'm light skinned. I'm not out here on that type of time. And when it comes to, y'all know, people have got mad at me because I've called out that they're capping or that they're scamming or the BS that they're on, and they go and they try and investigate or dig around on me, and what they find, not shit. Because there's nothing. I remember there was a time when they were saying that my house was an Airbnb, because they were like, my background was changing too frequently. I was like, that's because there are multiple rooms in my home. But they were like, oh, she lives in an Airbnb. Somebody got online, was like, oh, I went and pulled the records. That's actually her house. And a part of me was like, okay, great that I'm vindicated. But another part of me was really like, I felt overwhelmed and I felt violated. And I'm like, what's wrong with you people that you would go to the extent to look up my house to find the purchase record so you can get on the internet and tell people that this is my house? You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to tell y'all, the internet has time. Real Gina said, I remember that. Yes, it was a lot. It was crazy. And it was one person. She's out of business now. And she just baby, she just did not like me. And in her brain, she could not believe that I was really living the life that I'm living, that I really make the money that I make. But I told her, I was like, I don't have anything to hide, you know, and she wanted notoriety and she wanted attention. She wasn't really here to serve or help her community or build people up. That's not what she wanted to do. So she decided she was going to launch a smear campaign on me. Y'all know another woman over here on TikTok tried it, and where'd it go? Nowhere. Y'all remember that night my numbers went crazy. We were doing business tea and everybody came in. I said, well, shoot, since I'm the tea, I answer y'all's questions. Everybody was like, okay, she answered the questions. They're like, can we get back to content? People went and researched it. They're like, Ashley's telling the truth. Something else y'all will notice about this story with Danielle. Let me tell y'all this. There's not a lot of people rushing to defend her. Y'all know anytime people try to say something crazy about somebody and it was a lie, y'all notice there's a lot of people that will come out and defend them. A lot of people will make posts, they will make stories, they'll do live streams, they'll get in the comments, and they will defend these people and say what is being said about him or her is not true. You don't have a plethora of people defending her.
You do have people defending her in her comments, and they don't know her personally. There are people that want to live vicariously through her social media platform. People who want her life, people who see it and they want it for themselves, and they don't see or care about anything else, anything else that comes to the surface. But it is people that they will.
But it's not a lot. It's not a lot, Star. Like, and I give you an example. There's a time that I was on this app, and this woman said that she said that I'm a scammer. She said that I stole, like, what did y'all say? Didn't she say I stole like $14,000 from her or something? She was like, she has the WhatsApp messages and all this other kind of stuff. It was all a lie. I don't even message people on WhatsApp. She went into this whole thing. She said I'm lying about the sorority I'm in. She said I'm lying about she said everything about me is a lie. I'm lying about my business, but she did get scammed, but it wasn't for me. There's a lot of clone accounts, and I try and warn people. I'm like, hey, I don't sell Bitcoin. I don't have a private investment. I don't do any of this stuff. I'm like, y'all be careful. Don't give these people money. Don't give them account information, any of that. But there's so many scam accounts that pop up like clone accounts of me. I just don't have a way to control them all, right? And so she got scammed by a clone account. But immediately when she came out with all of that stuff, like, it wasn't like 12, 13 accounts. It was literally 12, 13 comments. It was like over 100 something comments within an hour of people talking about, no, Ashley is legit. There were people that made videos. There were people that got up on panels, you know what I'm saying? And was like, no, this is a lie. And they started poking holes in this woman's story. They're like, Ashley doesn't even use WhatsApp. And I was like, exactly. And I was like, if you wired me money, a wire has to have a SWIFT code, or it has to have an address that it goes to. I was like, drop the code or drop the address, and people can research it and see who it's connected to or whatever. But there were so many people that came to my defense, you know what I'm saying? Like, immediately. It wasn't 5 or 6 people in the comments. And I haven't seen any of the, like, if you just Google like kept wife arrested or just kept wife, there's video after video after video after video of people talking about the situation. It's people that are exposing her. It's people that are posting documents and things like that. There are people talking about their negative experiences that they've had with her. I did not see one video of someone coming forth and saying, this is who she really is. Now, there was a young lady in my stream the other night. I think her name was LA Medium, y'all. She said she was her cousin, and she was like, she is wealthy. And I was like, I'm not challenging how much money she has. Remember, she was like, she was going to leave because she was getting triggered. And I was telling her she should come up and speak. That's the only person that I seen. And then she wouldn't even come up in the box, though.
Yeah, she did a whole lot of commenting down there in the comments about her.
Hey, she stands.
Yeah, we don't play about. Let me let y'all know. Let's do a little commercial break real quick. Let's get this light going up.
Yes.
Y'all tap. If y'all are enjoying this conversation about this, what do we call her here? About the kept wife. The kept wife.
Baby, the DV wife.
If y'all are enjoying this conversation, ladies and gentlemen, dogs and cats, let's continue to tap this screen and share the live out.
Yes.
It always give me the red bars. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
TikTok.
hear you.
Why y'all gotta give me the red bars every night? Okay. TikTok. I look, y'all gonna make me start sounding like Kev now. I didn't even do nothing. I just be trying to do my little commentating up here.
Baby, the people out here on the internet
y'all
talking about this woman is Legion's sister. Like, I'm not gonna go that far. Like, I cannot say everything about this woman is a lie. Okay. I can't say that. I can't confirm. I cannot deny. I can just tell y'all.
I don't touch on the subject of her abandoning her daughters because what happened to her in her last marriage was very traumatic. She found out that her husband at the time was bisexual. So she's never going to visit him. She's never going to talk about him. It's just like if you
I wouldn't either.
And you right, you know what I'm saying? I guess get herself together. So I guess it was like, I'm leaving these damn kids.
Stop, Miss Carl, hold on, wait a minute, stop it, because girl, you got me in church. Look, you got me clutching my invisible curls over here, baby. They're about to break. Girl, mine. Now you.
Child,
no, wait a minute now.
Child, let me say this. If that is the case, I don't blame her. I mean, I know some of them y'all gonna be like, oh, but I'm like, baby, y'all don't know what y'all would do in that situation, baby. That's shocking, heartbreaking.
Cause her to get out of hand. This is why that topic, when people mention she abandoned her children, it doesn't allow her to get like up in arms about it because she know why she did it. And
why you telling that, Miss Stone? Why you telling that?
Because it's the truth.
That girl said that with her chest. I ain't even got nothing else to say. That girl said that with her chest.
She said what she said. What she said.
Why not tell it?
With a capital T.
Right. And that's but I made a post and I was like, I feel like she did the wrong thing. I feel like she should have leaned into her past and embraced it and accepted it. I think that would have fared better for her instead of fighting against all of this stuff out here windmilling for her life. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, just lean into it. Like, yes, this was my past and I've transformed my life and I'm in a better place now and I'm much happier with who I am and the life that I'm living. I feel like that would have been so much more powerful. And that was to me, in my opinion, that was a way for her to take control of the situation instead of going back and forth with people, just being like, no, like these things about me are true. You said she's still embarrassed about it. Even if you're embarrassed about it though, because the people are going to, this is the thing. She's rubbed so many people the wrong way. There's a sector of people that feels like she needs to be taken down a notch or she needs to be taken off of her high horse because she puts out content on a regular basis, telling people that they're broke and miserable. And, you know, like a lot of people said her voice and her tone comes off as condescending to them. So because of that, people aren't necessarily going to empathize with her. But if she would have come out and said, yeah, like all the things that people are saying about me are absolutely true. I used to be a mess. This is where I was in my life. Even with what Star just shared with us, she was like, this is why I left that situation. Now, I co-parent or I reach out to my children or, whatever her situation is. If she wanted to communicate that, she could, but realistically, I just feel like she could have taken control of the situation. She didn't have to put people all in her business 100%, but she could have talked about how she worked on herself, you know what I mean, to shift into the woman that people see now. And I feel like there would be so many more people that would have empathy for her. And there will be so many other people that will say, well, I can understand that, or I've been there, or I'm currently here now, versus telling people, versus coming off as I'm better than other people and everyone is jealous of me. That, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get two different outcomes. And so people are going to continue to drag her because they don't see anywhere where they can relate to her or where they can feel any type of emotional connection or almost like on a humanizing level. A lot of people feel like she's looking down on them.
And that's the disconnect. She does not wish to be relatable in no way, form, or fashion. She doesn't want to be relatable.
Y'all have to 70K likes real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to have to cut off the comments on y'all, but this is a great conversation. And for all of y'all in the hallway and who just entered in, we are talking about the TikToker, the kept wife. She went viral after explaining how she looked, bro, what's people? She described her people as loud, among blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that is the topic at hand that we are discussing at this moment. Y'all come on in.
Hey,
I mean,
she's
for
there.
someone to, dote on motherhood and this, that, and the third, she was only showing the smaller kids from her new husband. She wanted to bury the fact that she has older children with her ex-bisexual husband because it was embarrassing. It was all over the city, like it was that type of embarrassing. So I could see her running away from that. And people had to dig up the fact that she did not want any dealings with this man, kids included. She was want no dealings with him. So I mean,
she gonna learn real quick that the internet is a dangerous place, and she done put her foot right into the danger zone because they're gonna come for her.
They're gonna come for her. They're already coming for her. That makes me sad. It makes me sad for her. It makes me sad for, her older children. Like, a baby need a therapist pronto. But like, but at the end of the day, I still don't think you should run from your responsibilities as a mother either. You know what I'm saying? If that's true, like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, the kids have no bearing on what your ex-husband would be doing. You know what I mean? Like, in his sexual appetite. The kids are victims too. They're innocent bystanders. And so that I'm sure that probably was a lot for them to deal with. That's
but
crazy.
she was a young mom herself, and she was trying to figure it out herself at first. So to find out that type of information, I can just, only imagine, like, dang, and she had like two of them back to back at a young age. So it was like, it probably threw her for a little loop. So that's why I don't.
Oh, it would have thrown me for a loop. I'm not gonna lie, baby. I definitely would have been thrown for a loop.
I mean, when you are someone that lives in states of delusion, even when she was married to her first husband, even then she was on Facebook. The Facebook post would read like, "Oh, I'm not a baby mama. I'm married. I don't know what it's like." It was the same. So, to find out, to have that type of dirt, put out in the city when these are your updates, these are your status updates. It's like, yeah. And like I say, like, I'm saying this now and it's throwing everybody else for a loop. So you can only imagine, like, for her at the time, she dropped them kids like they was hot grits.
Oh, and let me encourage you guys too. If y'all will look above the right there by the Feminine Millionaire's head, and if y'all have not joined,
oh my God, we got 1,000 people on the team. I just seen it, y'all. It's 1,000. We gotta do something to celebrate. It's 1,000 of us on the team. Oh my God.
See, look at that.
Thank you for the bracelets.
I believe she's mentioned that when we first started the chat. Yeah, I think you're at 1,001.
Oh my God.
Hey, shout out to the kingdom. Y'all welcome. Come on now, you gotta put on some music for that.
We'll celebrate tomorrow, Wednesday. I'm excited. But yeah, I mean, I can get that. And I will say this though, when you have children, you're committed and dedicated to your children, because for most people, unless it's in a violent situation, you're making the decision to bring the child into the world. And so it's your job as a mother to protect your child. So I understand that's a traumatizing situation for sure. I still don't know if I would have abandoned my children though. But I mean, we'll never know because I don't have children. I can say what I think, I would do, but nobody really knows what they'll do until they're put inside of those types of situations. So child, that's a lot. She better come out here and claim her past. Well, I'm gonna tell you this. She better put it out. She better put it out before other people put it out. Like, when there are things like that, you have to get ahead of them. I'm telling any of you guys that want to be like public figures, you want to be content creators, you want to be an influencer. When there's something like this that happens, you put it out. It's better for you to control your own destiny instead of having your destiny chosen for you. You have to. That's the only way.
Oh, say that again. I need to write that down.
I'm keeping it a bug because the people are steadily digging. Like, okay, so y'all were sending me different like comments and links to posts and stuff like that. And then of course, I was like, y'all know I don't like talking about things and not being informed. So I went to go and look up a couple of the posts, and there's so many posts, like it seems like the post will tell you it was posted 3 hours, 2 hours, 7 hours, 5 hours, whatever ago. It almost seems like every hour, there was someone that was releasing more information, and these people were specifically finding documents to support what they were saying. They were like, you can go to this website, you can go here and get this information, you can go there, this is what I found. I called her, I called her second grade neighbor. Like, I mean, these people are really digging, and they're bringing the receipts to support the things that they are saying. So I'm saying all that to say, Star is right. People are going to continue to put information out and expose her. Like, if if this is not, they're going to keep doing it. That's why I said she really should stop fighting against people and lean into it and say, yes, this is where I was and this is where I am now. Like, come on and be like, I put up a hard exterior because I was embarrassed, about my past, and I've been trying to, really like transform myself. Like, people, I'm telling you, people will be like, okay, I get that. And they'll be like, you still gonna have some people that's gonna stay on her neck, but you'll have some people, they will get up off of her. Y'all, why do these people not hire me? I'm so good at my job. Like, they just need to hire me. I can fix a lot of stuff for people. My clients call me the Olivia Pope of social media. I'm good at what I do, y'all. I can tell you how to fix it now.
That's true.
$39.95 plus shipping and handling. Plus shipping and handling.
I can tell you, baby, if she listening, take my advice, sis. Lean into it, because the people of TikTok, they're not gonna stop coming for you.
That's why you have to be careful if you're gonna rage bait people, because yes, it will get you engagement. It's one method to get engagement, but if your front porch ain't it can backfire, like it just happened to her.
She just didn't know TikTok etiquette. That's all. Like, we had the aesthetic, but she just didn't know TikTok etiquette. She didn't know, like, I guess, because so much about her has changed, and in a good way. But her inside is still dark, and you could tell she still has a whole lot of resentment there, for whatever reason. But yeah.
So let me ask you, Star. So like, was y'all like cool? Or you just knew her?
Cool. We wasn't cool. How we became friends on social media, because we didn't even go to the same school. But how we became friends on social media is because I had a very like popular salon in the area, so a lot of people would add me and stuff on Facebook and stuff like that. And it's not like Instagram where if they add you, then you would have to add them back to see their content. No, if you add somebody a friend on Facebook, you both can see each other's, So, she would just, we became friends on there. I'm not even sure who added who of her requests. I don't know. I don't remember sending them, but I'm not going to say that because I'm not sure. But yeah, her content was always, I'm a wife, y'all are baby mamas, even down to talking about like kids, the way they had look. Her content was always crazy.
Oh God.
So everything that I'm saying is like, it's tea for TikTok, but in Savannah, we already know this.
Oh, but it's already out there on Facebook and stuff, right? So
it's people already out there. Okay. It's already out there on Facebook.
It's new to TikTok, but it ain't new.
Yeah. And like I said, I knew about her, I knew about her her lady of the night details because my cousin was actually a customer. And I screenshotted our messages, and I was on Instagram earlier, and I was just like, "This is her, right?" And he was like, "Yeah, like that's her. Like she, that's crazy." That's crazy. Huh? You her here? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. It sounds like it's like muffling.
Yeah, you can hear me better now.
Yeah, we can hear you better now.
Did you ever do her hair?
No, I never serviced her at all. I would always like I said, I would just see content of her. It's just coming up and down my timeline. When you follow a hair page, you can either try to solicit services from the person or you can either get hair inspo. But her real hair is naturally long. It's probably like the same length of this hair that I see her putting in. She had long hair though, naturally.
So she said, I ain't bald.
Yeah, I figured she did because she likes it, because she likes calling people bald headed. So
right, no, her real hair is actually long. Cause I remember her posting stuff. I remember her posting stuff on Facebook, and she would always like go to the area of, oh, y'all bald head, y'all gotta wear weaves and stuff like that. Now, mind you, this is me looking. I deal with extensions all the time. So I'm looking, but honestly, I never, even back then, I never felt any type of way about her content. I never felt like it was directed towards me or anything like that. So I kept her on my timeline, but I could see where people could be like offended by the stuff that she's saying, and like to call people roaches, knowing that you were prostituting out of roach-filled hotels, it's just crazy to me.
Wait a minute, girl. Look now. Y'all almost make me sit up on my feet now. Don't do that. Don't catch me off guard like that. Don't do me like that now.
Child, y'all heard it from Starstruck.
But no, continue. I didn't mean to stop. Continue. I'm just saying, but y'all tap the screen. I'm telling y'all.
Child.
Tap the screen. I don't want to have to turn the comments off. We should be at 75K likes. Ashley, don't say nothing for about 30 seconds. Y'all tap the screen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats. Y'all out there in the hallway. Do y'all hear this story? Are y'all about shaking and trembling in y'all boots too?
Why are people asking like, what does her hair length have to do with anything? I mean, I said that before I even realized she mentioned it on her TikTok, but that's why she's saying this type of stuff. It's stuff that she's saying, and then I'm just trying to, say,
Wait a minute, hold on, Star. You know what, Star, don't say nothing for 30 seconds. Y'all tap that screen. If y'all want the news that you can use from AKA Star, the witness right here, tap the screen. Let's get to 75K. If y'all are liking the content, but again, Shred Alive, I'm just joking and stuff, but y'all, crowd participation, please. Thank you all. I just see y'all are already almost there. Hold on. For 30 more seconds. Let's see, somebody almost said something. See, y'all continue to tap the screen. Again, ladies and gentlemen, girls, y'all out there in the hallway, we are having a topic tonight about the kept wife who has went viral after explaining how she loves Black people. She loves us. She really does. But she hates the hood people, the one who eat chicken Alfredo. So if y'all go down, that's what she said. That's what I heard. But that's what I heard. I love chicken Alfredo myself. I'm just saying. I love when they come over there and they be doing that shredded cheese and you don't never tell them when to stop. And they just keep on going and going and going. Shout out to the chicken Alfredo. I'm just saying. Shout out to chicken Alfredo. Now y'all go ahead though. Keep going.
And to the person that was just like, this all sounds like gossip. Even if somebody was to speak your truth on this live, it's going to sound like gossip until it's verified. So, I mean, that's how the truth come out. It starts off as a whisper first.
Well, to the person that has an issue with you getting up here and speaking, what you know and your connection with her, at the end of the day, the reality of the situation is if she wouldn't have gotten on the internet and offended a huge group of people by calling people ghetto roaches and talking about how her child has a father, so her son isn't going to grow up to be, what she said, a hoodlum or something like that. If she wouldn't have gotten online talking about she's scared of hood people and ghetto people when she was just arrested for a DV charge a month ago, the reality of the situation is nobody would have anything to say about her. The only thing she didn't even have to jump into that trend. She didn't even have to jump into the trend. Then she like made it worse because she put up a post about how, as a Black person, how she's not afraid to say that women, that are darker skinned are insecure and have issues with her because of her skin color and all of these other sorts of types of things. So that's the reality of the situation. If people feel like you've offended them or disrespected them, people are absolutely going to see if you are who you say you are. And a lot of people felt like she was not being authentic. That's how a lot of people felt. That's the reality of the situation. And Star said that this information is on Facebook, so people are already digging around on her Facebook. So literally, y'all can just go on Facebook and verify. You said, I hear you, but you can tell when what is being said is out of the scope and underhanded.
I don't understand. Why don't you come up on the panel and discuss that? Hey, y'all look so pretty on this panel. I just gotta say that. Y'all,
Hey, lady, how you
Thank
doing?
you, love. How you doing?
This is so cute. Let me tell y'all, I ain't never seen this many cute girls on one. Yeah, y'all doing it.
Girl, don't be talking to us like that. We know, but we gonna take it. We gonna take it.
I just wanted to chime in because I'm seeing in the comments that a couple people are saying that this is gossip. It's not gossip when you post your information online. Once it gets online, baby, the world has been exposed to whatever you have in your past or present. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I'm one that's you would consider that's from the hood. And I've even had people say things like, you can't be making six figures where you from and how you talk. Baby, that's not true. It doesn't matter where you're from. If you're from the hood, you're from the hood. If you don't have hood tendencies, you don't have them. What I noticed is the fact that she called so many dark skinned, specifically women, hood and roaches, but you were doing all the things that they would never do on their best day. So what is really hood? I think she used that term so loosely and didn't expect it to backfire on her, because you in the middle of wherever you are on however many acres and you acting real ghetto. Baby, at the end of the day, when them cops show up, all they gonna see is a Black woman. Don't matter if you're light skinned, got good hair, long hair, good edges, no edges. They still gonna
say that
Black woman acting a damn fool. And that is what happened. So what I take from that, whether she light skinned or dark skinned, is her projecting her own self-hatred onto other women. What I suspect, and this is just me being suspicious, is that she never felt as Black or whatever the case, because we have this colorism division within our community. And she projected it onto women who never even came at her sideways. That's something internal. That's something that she felt. And for you to feel that your only value is sleeping with a rich older man creates your status quo, that's a serious internal issue that you're not even addressing. What scares me is that there's so many women on this app following that behavior and encouraging it, and then coming behind it and defending it. So to the people in the comments saying it's gossip, or the so-called, because I was on the live the other night when LA, whatever her name was in the comments saying I'm disgusted or I'm offended, whatever the case may be. I don't even know if she knew her, because the way she was defending her sounded more like a fan versus somebody that was actually related to her. Because had it been one of my family members that I knew somebody was lying about, baby, I would have posted every kind of receipt to show you that you a lie. You ain't finna talk about this one in my bloodline because I know that's not who she is. But instead, you jump in the comments and you know us, our kind, we quick to call somebody our cousin even when they not. And we start talking as if we know them until we get called out. She never came up on the platform and spoke about why she was saying that she was offended. She never came up on the platform and spoke about the receipts that she knew. All she said was, y'all lying on her. She got a loud mouth. She hot-headed. I don't know if you remember this, Feminine Queen, when she kept saying she got a loud mouth. She not easy to talk to, all these things. You're steadily encouraging the very behavior that she exposed herself to the cops. So how is this any different from Brick Lady or any other Black woman that gets on these platforms trying to expose the Black community and getting embarrassed at the same time? If you're going to be from the hood, be from the hood. If you're going to be a stripper and say, I made it to the top. If you're going to be somebody that come from the streets and married a rich man, just be that. It doesn't matter where you come from, but just own it. Own that shit, because when it comes out, you can't get ahead of it once the internet got a hold to it.
Facts.
I will say this, in LA's defense last night when she was in the comments, she seemed like she was being reasonable though. Like she initially said that she was triggered, by the conversation, but she also, like, as we continue to speak, she was like, she understands why people have the perspective that they have. So even though she didn't come up on the panel, you know what I mean? Do y'all recall that? Or was that, like, I feel like as we continue the conversation, you know what I'm saying? She was, it seems like she was just like, she was like, there were some valid points that were made. So I don't want to make it as though she was just like completely tuned out. And, and I don't know what reason she didn't want to come up on the panel. You know what I'm saying? She could have had a sleeping baby at home. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like, people sometimes when they listen, they have on like headphones and stuff like that, especially when it's late at night. But you're correct too, though. When she was talking about, she was saying she is difficult to talk to and hard to deal with, and that she had gotten loud with the police and those sorts of types of things, that absolutely did not fare well, you know what I mean, to Kept Wives, to her character. It didn't, because it was just like, well, girl, you just seem like you out of control.
I posted her husband's Facebook in the comments for anybody that wanted to go and see anything.
Now the husband didn't say nothing. Why he got to let that man chill?
Which one? The first one or the second one? That's what I want. The first one. See, y'all ain't asking the right questions.
Either one of the husbands YT, or are they?
I just feel like at the end of the day, I just feel like the husbands didn't do anything. But look, I'm not gonna lie. Now somebody make a post, I'm gonna watch the post. They enabled her. You said they enabled her, but at the end of the day, like, and see, this is the thing, because y'all remember that day, somebody probably was like, damn, when this girl kept asking me on Instagram about, like, where's girl? I was like, baby, like, don't be worried about him. You know what I'm saying? Because for some people, y'all, like, people do not care. They will go after your mama, your dog, your husband, your wife, your children. They'll go find, they'll go dig up your dead grandma. And so for me, I'm like, I'm the person that's in the public. Yeah. And I remember people had asked me, they were like, are you going to have a couples page? And I said, absolutely not. And I told y'all, I was like, I feel like my relationship is too valuable or too important to me for me to, traipse it all over the internet like that. So, right, because the internet does not care, baby. They want the storyline, they want the tea, they want the entertainment. They're not thinking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are people's real lives or whatever. Because y'all notice I haven't said a thing about her current husband or her ex-husband, because at the end of the day, they're not the people that, you know, said these comments or produced this type of content or been out here, you know, talking down or looking down on people, even if that's how they really feel. We wouldn't know because they're not putting that type of content out there. Now, if they are,
we know because they're aligned with her, number one, and number two, they look like the burnt up roaches that she continuously talk about.
Y'all, thank you for the gifts. Y'all tap the screen. Let's go ahead and get to 100K likes. You know, since we know. See,
now I'm not gonna lie, I did found it odd that she was calling black women burnt roaches, and the first thing I said, I was like, her husband is dark skinned. I was like, that's an odd comment that she would make.
Dark skin Marcus is crazy. Dark skin Marcus is crazy.
I just thought that was weird that she said women look like, you know, burnt ghetto roaches, and maybe I misinterpreted it, but I took that to mean that she was coming against women that have, you know, deeper melanin in their skin, and I could be wrong, but and the reason I took it that way is because she made an additional post talking about how women are jealous of her because of her skin tone or her complexion. So, you know, that's why I assumed that when she said that comment, she was talking about women that have a deeper skin tone, and I just thought it was odd because I'm like, your husband is dark skinned, and literally you could have a little girl that could be brown skin or chocolate, or, you know what I'm saying, anything like that. So it's just very weird to me when black people make those types of comments, because black women can have anything. You have no idea what your baby is going to look like. None.
That's the crazy part, is that she actually has daughters who are dark skin, medium complexion, you know. So that's one thing. Now, I actually exchanged words with her on Instagram about literally like 2 years ago, and I just remember she left such a bad taste in my mouth. When I saw her on TikTok, I was just like, ew, like her pages always get deleted because she always says things that are derogatory. This is my thing. If you happy, you a wife, you at home with your man, what are you doing? What you doing? You happy. Why are you out here speaking down on other people who you say has less than you? Oh, they don't have education, they're this, they're that. She, like, I'm talking about this stuff she said recently, that's nothing compared to what she used to say. Like, I literally had words with Shorty. She blocked me. Her name was Desiree back then. That was 2 years ago. And I'm like, her name not Desiree no more? That was her stripper name. That was, yeah. So her name was Instagram. It was that pretty girl Desiree. And I said, listen, I'm from Chicago. And I was like, I ever see this girl, I swear to God. Because I'm like, the things she was saying, it was like a post about people having African-American vernacular English. She's like, you're never going to get a job. They ain't going to never get no money. Like, they all bums, just all this dirty, just disgusting rhetoric. I'm like, girl, like, what are you, in my mind, I'm like.
That's the crazy thing about social media, because I'm with Feminine Queen here. I've been with my fiance 4 years. And he's nowhere on my Facebook, my Instagram, my TikTok, and I'm happy and whole with that. And it's because he is a DJ here. I just don't want the feedback from it, but I've been happy and whole with it. And it's not to go against anybody that posts their relationships that are healthy.
Exactly.
You hear me when I say that? But when you sit up and you post that you have this soft life as a soft wife, and you need to post everything that's happening with yourself, and you're downing other people, to me, you're actually unhappy. You're actually not whole. You actually need some therapy. Because my relationship, I used to be that girl. I'm not gonna lie. I would post every boyfriend I had, every date I had, all that. Until when I got, he said, why do you need to do that? And we don't, it's not that I'm hiding you, but what do we need validation from social media? It's not real. It's not real. It's just social media. That's it. It's not.
If I was a content creator, then yeah, I'll probably post like this and that. Like, I see plenty of young women on Instagram posting their families, their marriages. Like, this is nothing new. You know what I'm saying?
I can't tell you how many. how many people have said to me in my comments trolling me, that's why you 39 with no kids, single and unmarried. And I'm like, actually, it's quite the opposite. I just don't post it.
No, I get
But it's funny that you think that of me.
No, I get that because people will say anything that comes to their head. But the thing is like with this young lady, I think this is how she get like, because I feel like she kind of cap at 10K and then that's it. And it's like
she had this page. This is her second page, right, on TikTok. Didn't she have a page? Yeah, she had a page before, and I think it was pretty. I think she had a lot more than 10K followers on there, and I think she lost it or something. And so this is a re-up page.
I feel like if you're gonna be on social media and you basically like if you're gonna have a lot of followers, I feel like at some point maybe you should. It's not like it sounds bad, but maybe you should be selling a course or something like, or just do a Bible study or something like. Offer something to the people. But if you just on social media and you only talking down on people and you taking advantage of these young girls who want to get married, they want a guy with some money, they want to get some money, they don't know anything, and like the young, honestly, I'm telling y'all, like I literally had words with this girl on Instagram literally like two like probably like three years ago, and I was like, I'm telling you, like I'm grown. I never met anybody in my life.
She burned your grits.
Baby, she grind my gears. And I was like, how could you say it was? I'll tell you, I know exactly what it was about. It was a young man with a New Orleans accent. And she was like, he would never get a job. Nobody's going to ever invest in him and this, that, and the third. And I was following her at the time. So that's why I ended up seeing her comment on Instagram. So now me seeing her, I saw her on TikTok a couple times, I just scroll past, whatever. And now I'm just looking like, wow, like I'm not surprised. And it's like, honestly, like this is the last thing I want to like kind of reiterate. Like, so you sit here, how could you as a woman sit here and call everybody, these people ghetto, call people ghetto, but yay, you saying that you were intoxicated and you went in the house trying to fight your husband because he would make you a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. Like, and if you're a kept wife, then you would have a lady on staff to come make your breakfast because, like, if honestly, like, like if I would be like, oh, I want breakfast, I'm not gonna go wake up my partner to go make me breakfast. That sounds crazy. Like,
it's definitely inconsiderate for sure.
Yeah, and if you're inebriated and you're attacking people to the point where you got to get arrested. To the point where your man had to tell the police to get her out my house because they're not going to arrest you for no reason. They always take the woman's side. So they would have been like, oh, he had to go get a hotel room. He got to leave. So therefore, you literally were the aggressor. Like, I hate to break it down like that, but it's true. You're the aggressor. You're doing things to where your man had to tell the police, like, get her out my house. Because if it was your house and your name was on it, they would have been like, oh, he got to go get a hotel room. We see it all the time, unless we were belligerent with the police too, and they decided to take his side.
That's the thing, though. My big concern with that is everything is wrapped around her and her husband and her lifestyle. But this woman has kids.
Yes.
Why didn't we know about her relationship with her children? That's scary to me. I know that at least one of her daughters is with the father. That's very scary because that screams that you don't get along with the child that you birthed. Because
I don't want to interrupt you.
All of your content based off of your soft life and your husband, but you have children that you carried and you birthed out. And we don't even know about them until now. That's scary.
Honestly, I wouldn't care to know, but for someone to get on the internet and pretend to be this perfect person, right? So her child is on, the only reason why people know is because her daughter, who is like, teenage age, like, 15 to 17, uploaded a text message and said, this is like a birth giver. And her page is still on TikTok. This is still there. It's like Virgo something. And she said, like, oh, this is her. And she literally called her mother a birth giver. And she says,
birth giver or birth mother?
Straight up. She called her mom a birth giver. And she said her mom told her, like, what do you want for Christmas? Like, that was the only message in the whole thread.
And see, that's scary because I would think that if you're this loving wife, you would be just as loving towards your children.
Or maybe she can't love them properly because she found out her ex-husband was bisexual.
Oh, but
It had nothing to do with the kids.
I know it doesn't, but
they didn't ask,
But
they
they got nothing to do with the
But
kids.
they
I'm
didn't
sorry.
ask, you know.
It has nothing to do with the kids.
She's delusional. Okay, so
Ladies, hold on, one at a time, ladies.
So y'all really gonna sit here and act like when you got mothers that treat their kids differently when the man don't want them no more. So you don't think that this woman gonna treat her kids differently because her husband now doesn't fit her aesthetic? It doesn't fit the kept wife life. They gotta
I
go.
will say, I feel you.
No,
I
what
understand
I'm
what
saying
you're saying.
is-
I understand what you're getting at. But what I will say is that honestly, whatever the fuck her baby daddy was or her ex-husband is, that has like, I want to say like this, it has nothing to do with her kids. If that was, she's a mother. She could literally be like, you know what? He hurt me, whatever. You're the mom. If you have a husband who's rich, like how you say, you're a kept wife, that means that I feel like as a woman, I'm not stupid. That means as a woman, that man told you, you got an ultimatum. Leave them kids where you found them, and then you come have my kids, and then leave them. Like that's pretty much what I feel like. That's pretty much what happened. I don't think she left them kids because the dude was her ex was gay. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of these guys are gay, and it is what
You
it
have
is.
to be careful with your words on TikTok. So be mindful. We don't want to get our page dropped. They kind of sensitive towards
That's what I said,
certain
guys.
words. Okay, thanks.
Okay, I want to interject here. So we have to assess the situation as far as why she left the kids. I don't know why I just said in my brain the first two. I was on the first husband's Facebook. Anyways, in the event that she was a young mom, married to this man, and now he is bisexual, yeah, she's not thinking straight at all. So rightfully so. She left them kids. Absolutely. I understand y'all talking about she's a mother, blah, blah, blah. Being a young mom, not all of them got sense. I'm just going to say that. And also, based off of her content years later, she ain't got no sense. So yes, she left them kids and go ask them what they want for Christmas and create content. And very much so.
I agree to a certain extent, respectfully, but my sister was 15 when she was GRAPED by her son's father, and she decided, I'm going to be a mother because he didn't ask to be here and it's not his fault. I think it depends on the human being. So I agree with you with what you're saying when you're saying she probably said F them kids and him too. But at the same time, when you carry a life in your body for 9 months and you birth that life, you don't know what you're going to do. It could go either way. So I see what you're saying there completely.
Yeah,
but I just cannot for
her having those.
I can't for the life
of the aesthetic. That's why we didn't know about them until the information was presented to TikTok. It don't fit the aesthetic.
It's the aesthetic. That's all they can do. So she don't want to say this man raised my other. She don't want to say this man raised my other kids because I feel like maybe she couldn't say that.
She didn't want to say
She
she was a dancer until it became
because it's the image. It's an
anytime she's spoon-fed facts and is forced to swallow it, then she comes out with I don't have to do such. Well, these are my other kids, but they are because it doesn't fit your aesthetic, sweetheart.
Thank you. Because she went out of her way to furnish that marriage license.
Your first husband was the first trial, I guess, of your Louis Vuitton life plan, and it didn't work. It didn't work.
I'm sorry. Erica J, who just posted, you just said, are y'all positive those are her children and not the biological children he's had with her birth? Ma'am, something is seriously wrong with you because when a man loves you, he's going to love you with the children that you birth. And it is women like you who have that train of thinking who
but I don't think she knows
the kids that you birth.
No, I think that she's a follower of, I would call her Desiree because that's what I was introduced to her as when I had words to her. So I would say, I think that, no, seriously, because that's literally what I see. So I'm going to say, She's like, you're positive those are her children, not his biological. No, those are her kids. She has pictures with him.
It doesn't
Pictures, I'm
matter.
sorry, pictures with the kids as a single mother for a very long time. And she talks so much crap about single moms. Like, it's not even normal. Like, if you're happy, if you're a normal person in the brain, like, you're never gonna, who talks about single mothers? Like, if you know, like, you're, as a human being, like, we all see, like, as women, we see relationships fall apart. We see marriages, we see homes, happy homes be broken. Like, and we've been through the stuff ourselves. So it's hurtful to even see it. So how could you sit there and talk down on another woman's life because somebody said something to you in a TikTok or Instagram comment? The crime doesn't fit the punishment to me. I honestly, like, that means that this person is, and she's not selling no courses. So it's like, you on the internet and you just talking down on people. You're so
She does have a course.
But that's the thing.
Does she know?
Yeah, she does.
I'm so
I'm
curious. I swear I did not know.
Yeah, she does have a course.
Please,
But
Lord, forgive me.
but that's what I'm saying. The thing about it is
I was
that
gonna say, I want to know what she's selling.
y'all are saying that one of the in the comments said that those weren't his kids. Let me tell you something. My fiance's kids are not my kids. I don't have kids. But when I fell in love with him, I had to learn to love his kids and build a relationship with them as well, because they didn't ask to be here. They were brought here without their permission. So I understand that he came with a unit, and that goes for any woman that marries a man too. If you can't love my kids, I don't want you around, because I got to think about something must be wrong with you, because I birthed them. I can't trust you around them if you don't even want them here. So even if he said, this is not my unit and I didn't create them, sir, something is wrong with you. I don't even want my daughter around you at this point, because you don't even look at her as your own. Now I got to question your motive.
And that was her choice to not include her kids on her whatever, little I know you got, y'all said she got a course or whatever. So that's her choice not to include her, her real actual life. Like, it's so many people we follow, we love, who we like, oh, this person this person that, because they showing the true life on the internet. Like, and that take a lot. Like, everybody can sit here and upload some stuff and be an influencer, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't want to hear people talking crap to me and sending me crazy stuff. Like, and it take a lot to actually be an influencer. But for this young lady to sit here and be like, oh, this is my man, this is what he got me when he first met me. Like, I didn't have, like, she never said like, oh, I was on this, I was on that when we first met. Like, it's not a normal sequence of events. It's just weird. It's giving real life weird. And it's like, it's scary. Because your kids like 16, 17, 18. Like, I have nieces and nephews that I real life take care of. And I get on TikTok because it made me like, I just like to laugh because I like to laugh. I'm a goofy person. So it's like, or I like to dab into conspiracy. It's like whatever. But it's like, if I decide to do TikTok as a real hobby, I'm never going to hide anything from, especially my own blood children. That's crazy.
Well, sometimes stuff is not hiding it. Sometimes it's just like, sometimes it's not hiding it. It's not there to be talked about. And I'll give you an example. So my mom, like, she's going through cancer again. I'm believing she's going to be healed. I'm not hiding it, but I'm also not posting her, you know what I'm saying, going through everything she's going through. And like, you know what I'm saying? I'm her primary caretaker. So sometimes it's not necessarily that people are hiding things. It's just, I don't care to necessarily post that and that, right. And there's nothing that says I have to post like everything. Also, when it comes to her older children, I will say this, and I'm not making excuses for her. I know somebody's gonna say I'm making an excuse, but I'm not. we have no idea what the dynamics are. We have no idea what the permissions are. She did put a post on her page that said she wasn't hiding her children, and she showed other times, you know, where she had posted the girls like on her social media. She put together like a little collage or a compilation. So I can't necessarily say